All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day of Nemesis Gaming League action as we are here and excited to conclude week number 7. The stakes are ramping up speed. We've only got 5 more matches left in the regular season, and that just means every match from here on out is going to have a lot more stakes to it.
Yeah, 5 matches left. We got, some great matches here tonight. Starting off with Titan, and then we'll see Novice a little later. Which, some of these matches are really important for those two leagues, as they have 4 less games on the season than the other 3 leagues. So, it's really crunch time for these guys. Looking at those standings in those two leagues, they're so close because there's not as much games, so the variation is so far and few between. So it's really exciting, especially that we get to see 2 of those matches tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely so. We're going to be keeping our eyes all night on these matches. And starting things off, we do have a Titan League matchup, a certified banger, some might say, as a Titan League. Once again, it happened last season. It's happening this season. It's super close speed. Blizzard coming in this matchup at 5-4, and Nebula coming in this one at 4-5. Both of them currently sitting in the playoff position at the 4th and 5th seed. So both of them want to get a win here and improve their playoff chances.
Yeah, they really do. And Blizzard 1 game back from that cluster of 3 at the top there. So if they can get a win tonight, and one of those teams or 2 of those teams can uh, get the short end of the stick, then they're looking pretty good to also get themselves a first round bye in the playoffs.
Yeah, if you can knock one of those top 2 seeds, yeah, getting that first round bye is crucial. Right into the semis, you only have to win one matchup, and then you can be right into the grand finals. So that's a big pro is to the Titan and Novice League, getting right into the semifinal matchups. And yeah, both these teams are going to be reaching for that for sure. Quick shout out to our boy Jax, coming back for 37 months. Much love to Jack Soy, subbing back again here on this one. So much love to him. But yeah, these teams are trying to make their way up here into one of those top two spots, and we'll see if they can do it here. Speed, as we're just waiting for the players to hop in the lobby. What can you tell us about a couple of these players on these teams before we get things going?
Well, obviously we have, and everyone knows him from Nebula. You got Brandon. Brandon, arguably top player in Nemesis. Um, One of the all-time greats. He's been here for a while. He's sitting at third in player rating, and then on the other team, Tox. Tox has been here forever. He was part of that three-peat team here on Blizzard. I forget what seasons it was, like 7, 8, and 9, or 8, 9, and 10, or something like that. But Tox hasn't left Blizzard. He's back on them, so he's got that dynasty under his belt on this org, and he's really, really looking to carry that. So this matchup should definitely be huge with those 2 players going at it.
Yeah, definitely so. And looks like looks like we're gonna be switching it over to uh, looks like we're gonna be switching it over to East for this one, for this matchup. But yeah, a lot of great players, and yeah, Tox, part of that three-peat, heading back home to Blizzard here. So that's always an exciting thing. It's good speed. Even after that full reset, we do see players coming back to their original teams on this one. And some people just find a home in Nemesis, and that's just where they want to stay. And Tox, he's one of those people that hey, he found Blizzard, and that's kind of his home. And I also kind of feel like on the other side, on Nebula, I feel like Zinvez has seemingly, he's also been around for a super long time. I feel like Nebula is almost his home in a way. I know he was on Pinnacle at some point. He's been around a couple of teams, but I feel like he kind of fits well in that Nebula team, and he's definitely someone that I'm going to be watching out for tonight.
Yeah, I agreed. Zinvez, I didn't talk about him earlier, but I'm glad you did. You brought him into the conversation. Is great player, like you said. He's always been around. He's bounced around to a couple different teams. I remember him on Blizzard. I believe he was on Dragons at one point as well. But he does always seem to find his way back here to Nebula. Great org to be a part of, obviously. And these Titan teams, there's so much, you know, history with each of these teams and players coming back, and the different teams that they continuously build, but always have that one solid player that's always on that roster, and yet they always seem to have great outcomes. So it does look like we have reset the server here, Rocker Man. Everyone is in, and we are getting ready to get this game one underway. I'm excited to watch this Titan matchup.
Yeah, I am as well. One quick shout out as we get things going. A shout out to BP9669 coming back with the Prime subscription. Much love to you, and let's get things underway here in the Titan League for another great, exciting matchup with a lot of expectations. And speaking of expectations, how about commentations there? Gonna put it in the back of the net for Blizzard.
Yeah, Comet there. Great setup there by Midas. Midas, I'm pretty sure. But great setup. Gets it over the last two defenders and then just leaves it wide open for Comet to go up and be able to secure that one. Early lead here as they're looking to do it again. And Midas, again, going to put this one in. Great play, great start from him all around.
Yeah, Comet and Midas, two players that are new to Nemesis this season and making a name for themselves already, scoring 2 quick goals. Don't even really get to introduce the full rosters here. They're just scoring 2 goals 14 seconds in. So we see Comet, Midas, and Tox on that Blizzard side, and then Brandon, Denzi, and Zinvez on the other side. And oh my goodness, this guy is going crazy right now. Midas trying to find the 3rd goal for Blizzard already, and we're only 30 seconds in. And now Nebula trying to regain there. Brandon looking for the flip reset. This one going to come off the backboard. Denzi looking for it, but Comet going to get it off to the side. And hey, that's one way to start things out right there, Speed. Find 2 very quick goals and almost find a 3rd.
Yeah, and as we know, either these Titan games, they can either be super high scoring or they're just super low scoring, just because everyone's skill is just so good that they have each other locked down. No matter what we see for triple flip resets, backboard doubles, it doesn't matter. The team's just locked down in Titan. So either they have the number or they don't. But Denzi is going to put Nebula on the board in early here to, take this 2-goal lead only down to 1.
Yeah, that one just a little bit too quick for Midas to get back to. Blizzard caught just a touch off guard, and Nebula gonna find one on the board. So both teams finding some goals here early, and now Brandon taking it over the top. Doesn't have a lot of boost. Gonna try to pinch it off the backboard. This one dropping down, looking for the bump. Denzi, he's going off the backboard, gonna find a double, but Nebula not quite ready to follow as Tox looking to take control, trying to bring this one up. It's going to go over the top of one. The ball is just floating there. Nebula looking for the 50, but Comet, a little bit of a fake there, trying to find a better touch. This one dropping down in the midfield. Brandon with an opportunity, sending it towards the net, but that one's going to be saved away by Comet. As this one backing into the Nebula zone. Brandon trying to find the touch. This one coming down middle. Tox looking to push it on. Nebula, a little bit of a triple commit, but they're going to survive for now as Midas looking to take it back. Gonna fake it by 1. Gonna look to find the 50 here. Denzi, he's waiting. This one still taking it up, passing the middle, but Zinvez right on top of that one as it's sent back up. Tox looking down for Comet. Off the backboard, Comet trying to find him, but Denzi, he's going to make the touch there. Midas has to get up to it and clear that one away, but the Speed, I feel like it's been a while since we've had some good Titan League action on the stream, and both these teams are looking very good right now.
Yeah, it's been very rare this season as Titan League teams have not been doing a lot of stream time scheduling, which is super unfortunate as Tox is going to sneak that one in as I don't know who that was. Zinvez getting stuck, Denzi getting stuck on that lip and was just not able to recover, and Tox is just going to slot that one in top corner right away from Brandon, regain their 2-goal lead. But yeah, Rocker Man, these Titan matches, they're so fun to watch. The mechs, the gameplay, the knowledge that they have and they bring, it really helps the lower league players watching these stream games and seeing how intense they are. But at the same time, they need to start scheduling, especially the end of the season, because we love these games.
Oh yeah, we definitely do, and yeah, like you said, it's good to get them scheduled on a stream time here, and these guys are giving us some good content so far. As another one dropping towards the net, but Midas, he's gonna make the touch, cleared away. This one dropping back across Tox. He's gonna find one. As this one popped up, Brandon finding that 50, pushing it away into the corner. It's Tox, he's gonna find a touch. Zinvez looking to send it up high. A pump attempt on the backboard from Denzi. This one, Brandon off the backboard. Zinvez trying to get to it, but Blizzard gonna race back just in time. But Nebula, with about 2 minutes remaining here, still trying to find something here to bring this deficit a little bit smaller as this one popping up. Could be a dangerous ball coming through, but a nice save there from Brandon, able to knock that one away here. And here comes Brandon on the other end, but Tox gonna meet him up to it too. Long-time Nemesis veterans going at it, and Zinvez is gonna find a banger off the post, and Nebula is back within one.
Not gonna lie, I was a little worried on that one. I thought Denzi should have taken a touch and then power shot that himself, but he decides to pass it to Zinvez, and Zinvez sings that one off the corner post. Just eliminating that 2-goal lead now to only 1 with a minute and a half. Way more doable for them here as we're looking to see them attack again as Denzi trying to make something out, but no, that one's gonna get 50 by Tox.
And Tox again gonna find another 50. This one pops out to the midfield. Midas looking to follow it. Brandon sends it down, trying to find a teammate. Comet staying with this one. Denzi gonna find a bump. Tox gonna get over the top of one, looking to find another. He's gonna send it past the defense, and he's gonna send it in, and Tox finds another.
Tox doing great things. Told you he's a smurf here in Titan. He's the lowest on MMR on his team, and yet we know what he can handle and what he can do, and yet he's still not even 1800 on the sheets. But Tox, great player. Brandon trying to make something happen. No, they're down a goal, but it wasn't really crunch time yet, so I'm a little confused on why he decided to bite so early on that 50 attempt there. But anyways, Tox putting his team back up by 2 here.
Yeah, Tox with a great extender here, giving his team a little more breathing room, but Nebula looking to come back, trying to find that double, not quite. This one's gonna fall off to the side. Denzi looking to send it out, trying to find a teammate, but instead he's just gonna find Tox. Brandon gonna find a touch, looking for that 50 across the midfield. The missed touch comes through. Brandon drops it out there, trying to get back to it, but he's not able to. Tox trying to find that angle, but he can't. This could lead to a counterattack for Nebula. Brandon is down there somewhere, trying to get it out to him. Shot attempt, but Midas is able to get up in time. Comet now battling with Denzi, and he's gonna get a big 50 down the field. And now the time, the biggest enemy here for Nebula in game number 1. This one gonna pop up. It's floating. Denzi gonna get out to Zinvez. Can they score with time on the clock? This ball's popped up. Brandon looking to send it a long way down. Blizzard gonna clear it away to the corner. Denzi looking for something here, trying to drop it down. Brandon, but not gonna find it. And Blizzard are gonna come through with a big game 1 victory right there. Speed, solid performance from them.
Yeah, they looked great as always. Didn't expect anything less. Comet and Midas started off really early for these two, and then Tox putting on the last couple finishing touches, rounding out that 4-2 win here for Blizzard. Didn't quite see that. I definitely have Nebula in this series. I thought they started off a little slow. Zinvez took about 3/4 of that game to really get going. So I really want to see him step it up. I know he can perform, and I'd really like to see, Nebula pull out the Blizzard tricks and actually start getting some passing plays in. We kind of saw a lot of solo plays and just, gimme goals here by Nebula. So I really want to see more passing plays come out from them.
Yeah, no, they were missing a couple of those passing plays, and I think in Titan League those passing plays will definitely come through, especially a lot more than maybe some of the lower leagues. So heading to this one, we'll see if we can find a couple more of those. I mean, we did see one there, a little pass up with Zinvez, slam that one in off the post, and for Nebula, we'll have to see if they can find some more here as we're gonna dive into game number 2 here on Urban Central. Denzi looking to find that touch. Comet gonna leave that one for Brandon, who sends it out, looking for another player there, and they're gonna send that one down, and they're gonna catch the defense off guard, and Nebula, they're gonna be the ones striking first.
There it is, the Brandon pass down to Zinvez, reading it off the ceiling. Tox thinks he can beat Zinvez there, but he can't, and Zinvez has an open net. He just needs to make a touch, and he does. Gonna give them the early lead, which is huge for them, as they struggled a little bit there in that game number 1, so it's good to see them score early here.
Yeah, and that was pretty odd there from Tox. I thought he was going to go for the ball, maybe thinking he had a teammate behind him there to get to that one. And yeah, he's going to finally slam that one in there, Speed. So, Nebula's going to slam that one in there. So, good on them here to get the early lead. And we'll see if Blizzard is going to be able to find an answer. As this one pushed in the corner by Brandon. Looking to send this one out. This one can be pitched hard off the backboard. Zinvez gonna come up for it, but that one gonna be just touched away to the corner here. This one drops out in the midfield. Comet gonna send it off to the side there. Denzi now racing in, trying to find this one. It's going high off the backboard. Tox trying to get up to it. He doesn't have a lot of boost. Denzi throwing it off the backboard. Brandon trying to get to it, but not quite gonna find that one, as this one pops up instead. Denzi looking for Zinvez, but Tox, he's gonna be the one to that one. This Comet looking to take control here, and I feel like early on speed, things have slowed down quite a bit compared to the beginning of game number one.
Yeah, it definitely has. Obviously, we're a minute and a half in. We've only seen one goal compared to, 15 seconds in last game where we saw Blizzard get 2 goals. But they're definitely kind of just feeling each other out now. They're taking their time. They know what each team can do. I think they were really both trying to come out and have hard hitting game ones as the double tap comes out from Brandon and isn't gonna need any help from Zinvez downfield, as that one's just on target and is gonna be all 3 of the Blizzard defenders.
Oh my goodness, Brandon. There goes that man again. Gonna send that one in the back of the net. A great read by him. That was insane. And this man has been doing it a long time here in Nemesis speed, and he never fails to amaze.
No, he does not. I just played him in that tournament over the weekend, I was telling you, and he's just insane to play against. He can single-handedly carry a team if you let him, and here he is, really getting Nebula back on the board after they went down 1-0 in this series. As another shot's gonna come out from Denzi, and now the gates are open for Nebula, and they're just scoring these long goals right now.
Yeah, and Blizzard's just not able to get back to it. You see Tox with no boost on the back end, and the rotations from Blizzard are just all out of whack right now. And Nebula, that's 3 goals so far. Obviously, Brandon's was an insane read, so maybe we'll count it, maybe we won't. But 3 long goals over the defense, just catching them off guard here in this one. And we didn't really see that as much there in game number 1 speed. So definitely something Blizzard is gonna have to look to try to fix if they're gonna want to win this game.
Yeah, I think they need to play a little further defense, as Zinvez trying to get a little cheeky with that redirect, and it's not gonna able to happen now. Toxic gonna send that one down. That's gonna be wide though, and Denzi should be able to collect that fairly easily. But Midas with the shot, no, that one's gonna get sent away, and Toxic and company just struggling to get any good offensive pressure so far in this game too.
Yeah, they had some great offense in that first game, but hey, you're right, in game number 2 here, just nowhere to be found. They find themselves down 3-0 here, 2 minutes remaining. Nebula holding on, looking to pop this one up out of the midfield. Tox gonna find a touch, but Brandon, he finds that 50. This ball is floating in the corner. 2 Blizzard attackers gonna go up for that one, as this one now gonna be controlled by Tox, looking on the dribble, trying to find the 50, gonna get it by 1, looking for a teammate, looking for a bump, but not really gonna find much of either. As this one looking for that redirect attempt off the backward. Here comes a follow Comet. Can't quite get it through though. Midas gonna look to take control as he's gonna pick up that boost, but lose possession of the ball. This one into the corner. Comet looking to send it out, trying to find something. The demo comes through. Midas trying to get it around Zinvez. He's gonna get it by him, but not past the last defense. And now, as we're down to a minute 20, Blizzard looking for something here, trying to send that one in, not quite. Here comes Comet looking for it, but it's going to be denied away. The Nebula defense holding on strong here with a minute 10 remaining.
Yeah, they looked really good. There was a great offensive attack there by Comet. However, Denzi trying to put this one on. No, but Zinvez is there to follow it up, and this game has been a blowout here for Nebula. And, Blizzard's looked really good. They've had some great opportunities, but their first initial shots are just too wide and not close enough on target, where it's not making the Nebula team really panic. They know that they can clearly see that it's wide or not, and they're able to adjust and read their touches properly.
Yeah, and another goal there for Nebula, really pouring it on here in this game number 2, and Blizzard trying to just look for something to get into the back of the net, give them some sort of momentum after taking that game 1 with some pretty good offense in that one, but the offense nowhere to be found here in this second game with this best of 5. Now this one pops out of midfield. Comet looking for a pinch with Tox. They are going to find it, not quite on target, trying to find that read. Here comes Tox though, off the backboard for Brandon, all over that one, and he's dropped this one down in a bad spot there. Maybe get a little too many touches there, and Midas is going to come through and put one home.
Brandon trying to do a little too much. Knew he made a A bad touch there on the 50 attempt by Tox, and tries to get another one instead of just leaving it for a teammate, and it's just gonna help out Midas there. But you know, this game still is pretty much locked up for them unless Blizzard can get a quick goal here. No, Tox sends that one wide to Comet, and he can't put it on either, as this game number 2 is all but over, as Brandon's trying to get one more. But 10 seconds down, Nebula really found their way, and Brandon's gonna steal that one from Zinvez, and that one's gonna sneak in and give them their 5th goal.
Yeah, Midas, not the touch he was looking for, and Brandon, he is just gonna steal the touch there. It was going in anyways, but he's gonna get that touch in, put that one to the back of the net, maybe helping out some fantasy teams, making that last week push right before the playoffs here, coming up next week for Nemesis Fantasy. So I know Brandon on my team, I'm happy to see him take a goal, but regardless. Nebula, they are going to be the ones to take game number 2, and an excellent answer from them, Speed, to battle back and get a big win.
Yeah, you know, led by Brandon there, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 saves. Huge game for him. They struck early, they struck often, and that's what you really need to do against this Blizzard team. You can't let them do what they did to you in game 1. You really need to either strike early or, you know, play that field even through the first half of the game and make it anyone's game where the pressure's on both teams at that point.
Yeah, and looking at just the stats, everything looked relatively even besides the final score. So Blizzard had the offense, but what I will say, Speed, is that their offensive attempts, they just weren't as threatening. And you know, their defense just missing that defense there to block off those Nebula counterattacks.
Yeah, like I said, it's all about the quality of your offensive attacks here, not the quantity. You could get, you know, 30 shot attempts here, but if they're all just small, soft touches on net that count as shots, it's not going to be hard to defend, especially at the caliber of Brandon and company. So they really have to start getting better quality shots going off here in this game number 3.
Well, here we are in game number 3 on Utopia Coliseum. Blizzard and Nebula all tied up here, looking for a big win here, as both these teams in the playoff position at the moment, but a couple losses towards the end of the season could push them out. Only the 4th and 5th seeds right now. Is this one trying to be shot towards the net? It's going to pop up. Zinva looking to get back to it, but not quite. Going to put that one on target. It's Comet now trying to find a teammate. Instead, he's going to find Denzi, who's going to find a flip reset, trying to push it down, looking to find the pump maybe, but Comet, great defense of his own there to get that one away, keep this ball game tied at 0-0. This one shot towards the net. It's going to go off the post, and it's going to go in. Zinvez catching the defense off guard.
Yeah, Brandon trying to make something happen, but Midas with a great clear. Toxic not quite back enough, and Zinvez going to slot that with the little help of the far post and put that back in. And again, going up fairly early in this game number 3. If you're Blizzard after how game 2 went, you do not want to see that happen, and you really need to have a quick answer here.
Yeah, they do need to find an answer, and we'll see what they can find, because Nebula has been all over every ball thus far in the last game and game and a half about here. As this one can be sent down, and that one can be pushed towards the backboard. Good touch away here, as Tox looking to get up to this one, going to find a flip reset, looking to stay with it, going to find another flip reset attempt there, but Zinvez is going to deny that one away, leaving Midas as the last one back there. This one dunked up high. Tox getting up to it. He's going to find that one, but only to the ceiling. It's a 50. It's going to come through from Brandon. Tox over the top of him. Zinvez looking to find something there. This one can be touched down by Comet. Into the corner now, Midas. This one pops up. Comet gonna have to get that touch, but Denzi is coming through. Finding a flip reset. He's gonna find Brandon. Triple commit comes out from Blizzard there, and they are gonna survive for the moment. A little bit dangerous on the Nebula attack, and as we're approaching the halfway point, Speed, Blizzard still looking to find that offense.
Yeah, they've had early in the game, they had some great offensive pressure, great opportunities. Brandon, no, gonna get saved by Comet. What a diving effort there by Comet to leave this at a 1-goal game and give his team hopefully a little more life here as they can try to counterattack. Midas trying to make something happen. No, gonna get sent in the corner, but not well by Brandon. Tox can't make anything happen with that, and now Nebula is gonna survive that quick little counterattack.
How in the world did Comet save that ball? All I saw was a wide open net, an easy double attempt there to put it in, but instead All they found was a big Comet save right there, and Blizzard desperately needed that one. Gonna keep that one out of the net here, but they need to put one in the back of Nebula's net if they're gonna want a chance in this one. Is this one over the top? Over the top of Denzi, looking for the double tap. Yes, sir, it's Tox. Who's gonna put it in and tie this game up.
That's a really great play there by Tox. It looked like he wanted to go for the reset and then saw that Denzi was low and decided to go one more high for that double tap. That's a great heads up play there by Tox. It's nothing more that I would expect from him on that.
Yeah, no, that was a great play, and I think he described it well right there. He saw that one and took advantage of his opportunity. There is a big miss comes through on the backboard there from Zinvez, and Nebula gonna be able to still somehow survive. Brandon sending it down. Some demos on the back end from Zinvez. Comet looking to stay with this one. Gonna take it up the wall. 50 coming down in the midfield. Looking for something there. But Zinvez on the backboard taking control. Trying to find that one as Tox sends it up high. Looking for an attacker, but Blizzard not quite there in time. As they're looking to recover the boost amounts here. This one pops up in midfield looking for Comet. Trying to find a redirect. Denzi, he can't get to it. And Comet is gonna send it in the back of the net.
I don't know if this ball originally was going to go in, Rocketman. I'm going to need the replay here to see.
Ooh.
I don't know. I think that was going to hit crossbar and go out. And, you know, Denzi's actually going to put that one in and give Blizzard the late lead here.
Yeah, that one was very close, and I don't think you can really fault him for going up for that one to at least try to put it away there. But unfortunately, it is going to find the back of the Nebula net. And now Nebula, with their offense that they've had in the last couple games, got to see if they can stick with it. So we're down to the final 45 seconds here. Blizzard looking to go up 2-1 in the series. This one out in the midfield, blocked. Cox with a nice bump on Denzi, going to allow Comet to get a little bit of space. Midas towards the net. Comet is going to hit it around Brandon. Was looking for a teammate, trying to find that pass. Good idea, but unfortunately not quite able to execute like they wanted. This one now off the backboard, big boom and clear. Zinvez, he's trying to chase it down. Comet is trying to get there, and he's going to find the denial to push that one away. As now Nebula is trying to send it. Here comes Brandon. He's trying to find something underneath. He's going to get it around him. Nebula trying to turn it back around. Brandon is going to be denied away here as that one is pushed away. And now Nebula looking for a last-ditch full field effort as this one popped up high. Brandon gonna pop it out. Blizzard trying to find the dagger, and it's Midas. He's gonna find the 0-second goal and secure this game for Blizzard.
I was really hoping that Zinvez was going to turn quick enough there, as Brandon made a great touch for him, but he wasn't quite ready for it. But Midas was there, puts this game away on the 0-second timer, and now Blizzard is going to be up 2-1 in the series. And they battled back. The perseverance they had after that kind of a blowout there in game number 2 to really battle back. They let up the first goal here in this game number 3, and that still didn't stop them.
Yeah, and I think, Speed, we really got to look at that Comet save right there on that one. I mean, looking back at that one, I mean, the man had 2 savior medals in this game. He was all over the pitch, just putting up a defensive clinic, and no bigger save than that one that looked like a wide open net. He came out of nowhere, somehow saved it, and then Blizzard goes on to win that game. And I mean, what a performance from him right there. And now, Speed, as we head into this game number 4, it's the questions on Nebula. Can they break down that defense of Blizzard once again?
I think they can, but if Comet's gonna keep making saves like that, that's definitely a runner so far this season for save of the season. And you know, we still have not many weeks left, but a couple weeks left. But these are the crunch time weeks where you're really gonna start seeing some of these crazy plays and saves coming up because teams drastically need them.
Yeah, no, the effort, you know, the stakes bring out some highlight plays sometimes, but not a highlight right there. Maybe a little bit of a low light as a missed ball off the backboard is going to allow Midas to score.
I'm not really sure what happened here. Brandon does make that miss. Oh, looks like Zinvez was trying to go for the bump on Midas instead of the ball, and he completely missed the bump. And whoop, there's a free wide open goal there from Midas. And if you're Nebula, again, you gotta respond quickly here, as Blizzard just had your number there in game number 3. You are, you know, they are on match point now, so you really got to turn it up and try to make something happen. And with Brandon and Zinvez, those two really need to work together and put on a clinic in this game, I think, because Toxic, Midas, and Comet, who are looking all very, very good. As another play comes out, but Zenzi's going to send this one down, and he's going to get the free open net. And just like that, Rocker Man, minute in, we are all tied up.
Yeah, we're all tied up again, and it's what we saw in their game 2 loss. They're just long clear speed that lead to goals. And you know, Blizzard, I was gonna give them props when we started this game because it seemed like in that game number 3 they cleaned it up, but another long goal for Nebula, and the Blizzard rotation just aren't quite what we need to see from them.
I don't know if they're just getting happy or as another one's coming up, but no, Midas does have enough boost in the tank to be able to get that one. But that clears not well to Denzi. That one's straight up in the middle. Zinvez up, but 50 by Toxic. But yeah, Rockerman, exactly. They did really well there in that game number 3. They weren't letting up those big clearing plays. But here again, early in game number 4, they're letting them up again. And I don't know what's going on with their playstyle. Like their rotations are still looking fairly good, but one player's just a little too far up. And with the speed of play that this happens, those clears come out quick.
Oh yeah, that's Titan for you. It may seem like everything looks all good, you know, the rotations look good, but these Titan players, they can see a rotational lapse a mile away, and if you're having those lapses, they can capitalize on this. One's another one sent back. Sinvez trying to find the redirect. Midas is gonna have to clear that one to the corner, and he does. But that one, again, a little bit dangerous there for Blizzard as they look to hold on and win this one in game 4. Denzi now off the backboard looking for another touch. Can't quite find it. It's going to drop down there, expecting the flip reset, but instead found nothing there. And Midas now looking to take this one down, but Zinvez cuts it off. Blizzard, not a lot of boost to their names. Trying to find something. 2 players with 0 boost. It's just Comet. He's got all the boost. He's trying to get back up to it, but here comes Brandon off the backboard. He can't find the touch. Zinvez looking for it, but it's going to be cleared away. That one not quite on target, and just about halfway remaining in this one. Speed. Nebula starting to get on the attack, looking like they're starving Blizzard a little more.
Yeah, the starve gameplay here is huge for them, but they need to capitalize on one of these plays. They've had great opportunities. Brandon trying to make something happen now. Sets it up for Denzi. Back down to Brandon, but Brandon's not able to get a great touch and follow that one. And we've seen Brandon actually have an opportunity off of Zinvez's double earlier where he thought the defender was going to get it and he missed, but he started going back already and then tried to turn too quick and ended up getting a 50. So and they just need to trust in each other a little more, that the plays that they're trying to make are actually going to fall through for them.
No, I'll agree with you there. You got to trust your teammates, and you know, even in the season, you know, only 9 matches played with each other. It's, you know, the season is nearing that end, but Titan, they have had less matches than the rest of the league, so maybe still trying to find that chemistry. And right now, it seems like Nebula is putting on that pressure, but still Blizzard, they do have just enough to hold on to this lead here, and at least the series lead. Looking to try to find this one in the game. Is this one that's going to be shot in? Brandon is going to find the bottom right. Blizzard not back to that one, and Brandon, he's going to make him pay.
Yeah, Toxic just super awkward. Had a backflip to try to even get back into position, and then Comet doesn't make the greatest touch and puts it right back for Brandon, and Brandon's just going to slot that one in the lower corner, which usually you see Titan players when they're slotting top corners, and that's a great slot there by Brandon, realizing that the Blizzard defense was expecting him to shoot that high, and he kept it really low.
Yeah, he did. He found the perfect placement, and that's what you expect out of a player of his caliber there, to put that one in the back of the net. And now the ball is in Blizzard's end here, and that one almost shot on net, but going to be pushed away, and Blizzard having to find a counterattack here. They've got 40 seconds remaining here to try to tie this one up to send it to overtime. Otherwise, we'll be heading to game number 5 here. This one blocked up in the midfield. It's dropping down towards the net. Zinvez finds a touch. This one popped up high, looking for some bumps is Midas. Zinvez off the ceiling. Comet gonna find that block. Tox trying to race Brandon to this one, but it's gonna be Brandon first. Out to Zinvez, who's trying to put it in. He can't double it though. That one, a big opportunity. They couldn't find it. The ball's out of the midfield. Nebula trying to get back to Brandon. He finds a touch, able to pop this one up high. Nebula looking to waste the time or find one more goal. Blizzard looking to clear this one out. It's heading to the Nebula end. Can they find something at 0 seconds? The ball is up, but it's going to be sent down. And we are going to be heading to a game number 5 here, Speed.
So there's two things about that last play that I liked and I disliked. Excuse me. Talks, knowing that they needed a goal was a little too far away. However, that might be, a little sign of hope that they are not trying to push too far, as we've seen happen so much in this series from them, where their third man was overcommitted. So I don't like it that he knows he needed a goal and he was a little too far behind. He could have been there for at least a 50 and kept that ball alive, but good on them for in whole to, realize that their third man has been pushed up a little too far in this series, and he was further back for that.
Yeah, and another crazy stat line here. Midas with another double savior medal as the shots 14-3 in favor of Nebula as they pull out the win now. And they definitely have a little bit of momentum here, Speed, as we're looking to dive into game number 5. Who do you got in this one? Who do you think is going to pull this one out?
I can't go against Brandon. Having played against him recently and just knowing the caliber player he is and the insane double tap read that he had earlier, I think he's going to pull out something huge in this game, and it's going to just be a huge momentum swing.
All right, well, we'll see who is going to be able to pull it out here as we're into game 5 of our first series of the night. As we mentioned, a very important one for the Titan League. This one's coming towards the net. Comet trying to get to that one with Brandon. He is going to block that one off to the side here. And yeah, both these teams fighting in that playoff push here, trying to make something happen. Blizzard at the 4th seed, Nebula at the 5th seed. Reminder, the top 6 in the Titan League do make the playoffs here, so both of them know how crucial this win could be against another competitor. This one dropping down, Denzi pushing this one up. Brandon gonna find it, looking to pass it right back, but it's gonna be denied away by Midas. This one popped up. Brandon, not the touch he was looking for. It's gonna bounce off the corner, gonna pop up high. Blizzard trying to make some offense happen here, but not quite able to, as Common is gonna have to half flip away. And Speed, I feel like I've seen that a couple times now. We saw it right there where Comet had to half flip back. He was just a little bit too far up there to clear that one away.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times from him, and I think a lot of those, third man mistakes have come from when Comet has been back, when they've been getting scored on. So I think it might just be a Comet thing, but Comet with a big dunk here and forcing Denzi to go up early for that save, and he does, but Midas still on the ball, and Brandon's gonna then send this one away. But Toxic and this Blizzard team are really threatening right here, as they've had constant pressure, as a great pass comes out again from Comet, but not able to quite get it through that defense of Nebula.
Yeah, not quite able to, as this one is popped up off the backboard. Flip reset. Here comes Comet. He's going to fire it in from defense to offense. Comet is making it happen.
Yeah, he wasn't too far up that time. He read that one really, really well and placed it really well too, so there was no chance of a counterattack. Solidifying that 1-0 lead here in game number 5. That's definitely huge for them, but don't expect Nebula to just fall over here, as Brandon and Zinvest are going to make something happen, as Zinvest goes up over one. That ball's dropping down, but no one's there for his pass off the backboard, as that net was fairly open if there was anyone there.
Yeah, big opportunity, but just not quite able to find it there. And tough one for Nebula, as now they're going to have to look back and regroup here, and they might have found something here, but a big miss. Oh no, that one, it seemed like it was an open net, but Nebula could not find its Speed.
No, they can't, and that all 3 of them had a decent opportunity to look, but none of them had a lot of boost. And of course, Denzi was backwards as the flipper set comes out from Denzi. Denzi's gonna try to make up for it. Can he? No, he can't, but he leaves it for Zinvest, who's gonna put that one in. Easiest goal of Zinvest's life.
Yeah, he's gonna put it in. A great fake by Denzi, and Zinvest just has to drive into it and push it home. And a big one right there from them to send that one in the back of the net and finally get one through. It was a little sketchy earlier, Speed, on that one, but they find it in, and now just under halfway here, it's anybody's ball game.
Yeah, it really is. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left. Both of these teams have now scored in game 5, so they've opened up the gates for them. And now who's going to be able to find the next one? Brandon and Nebula, or is it going to be Toxic and Comet from Blizzard? Attack comes out from Midas, but no, that one's going to get sent away. But right back in the middle, Brandon's going to clear that one, and that one's not going to be a great shot attempt from Comet, and this one's going to go back into the Blizzard end.
Yeah, back in the Blizzard end, looking for a flick there, not quite going to find it. Is this one, is it going to be sent down? Denzi, he's finding that touch off the wall. Big miss from Toxic there. as he's not able to get that one on. Comet now off the sidewall, looking to find something, finding a flip reset, trying to pass it down to Brandon. He's going to scoop this one up and make a little bit of a turn over the top of another. Comet going to opt for the boost there. Unfortunately, the ball is going to head right into him, as now Blizzard trying to send this one out. Tox looking to get up to that one off that great pass, but not quite going to find it. On target there, Midas taking it slow, popping it over the top there, looking to find the 50, trying to make Nebula pretty awkward here. This ball is popped up high. Tox trying to send something middle. As Denzi looking to take control, he's going to push it out in the midfield. Going to find another touch, but here comes the ball, and there comes the bump. Midas puts it in off the bump from Comet.
Comet has just been all over the field this series, and again, huge placement here. He misses that attempt on his shot, but he's right in the right position to get that bump on Zinvez as third man, and he's going to allow his team to go up 1 goal with a minute left to go.
Yeah, a huge one right there. And Comet, he's really stepped up this entire series, whether it be saves, whether it be goals, whether it be bumps that count as assists in my book. He's got a great series thus far, trying to close it out with a big win in their playoff hopes. As this one can be cleared away. Now Blizzard, they're the ones suffocating Nebula on the offensive end. This ball pushed up, Nebula trying to clear out. They're going to get this one out. It's just Midas back. Denzi, what does he have? The ball is pinched up, but a great save is going to come through. And now Nebula, they got to push the issue here. With 24 seconds remaining, this ball up high off the corner. Blizzard trying to get to it. A big demo comes through, but that ball is gone out pretty far. Denzi looking for something, but it's Tox. He's all over it. This one sent down. Zinvez with an opportunity. He's going to shoot it towards the net, but it's saved away on the goal line. And now Nebula, last opportunity. The ball floating down. Fakes coming through. The ball still up. Comet trying to get it out. Nebula going to need something here. It's pushed down. They're going to be able to keep it up in the corner, but a big bump there now. Comet trying to find something. He hits it off the ceiling. Nebula, they double commit, but they keep it up as here comes Blizzard trying to send that one out the backward. Brandon trying to find the read. This one's still going to stay up right now. Blizzard desperately trying to put it down, and they will get it to the ground. Blizzard are going to hold on in a great game 5, their speed, and they're going to take home the victory.
Yeah, Nebula, you could see the panic in that 0-second attempt as they double committed at least 3 times. Both players thinking that they had the better touch to help their team keep that ball up and advance it down the field, but neither one of them were able to do so as they kept bumping each other and running into each other. Great series all around, great battles. I love the back and forth series. It's always super fun, and yet Blizzard and Toxic come out on top in this one. Brandon, Zinvez, better luck next time, but they're still in a great spot. They still had 1 game advantage over that number 7 seed. So, they're still preying on the Dragons and Pinnacle's downfall tonight. However, it's one game isn't too safe. Anything could happen throughout the remaining, few games left in this season.
Yeah, there is a lot still to be determined, and for both those teams, still some room there. I mean, Nebula not quite out of it yet, but their road does get a little bit tougher. Blizzard obviously very happy to find that big win there, and really solidify themselves in that middle of the pack there. And as we mentioned, every win in the Titan League just seems so big with how close things are. So big congratulations to Blizzard. A couple quick shout outs before we head to our next match. Shout out to Crimson subbing with Prime, and also shout out to JP gifting a sub over to Sandsbar. Much love. But that is going to wrap it up for this matchup. We are going to be heading to a short break, but when we come back, we're moving on to the Challenger League. Another good one here. Raptors taking on Snowstorm. So make sure you guys stick around, and we'll see you guys in a few.